The leaders are winding up here. Daytona, the big one is out. Good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's main event, the Pro-Am Street Stock Recruitment Race, sponsored by Team Goon Squad. Today, we're at the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway to see what our competitors can do. My name is James Eastbury. The action today, P60 frames a second, as right now, single car qualifying comes to an end. Right now, it's John Friley on top of the pole with a 19.89 fastest time, narrowly edging out Travis Sukup in the number 45 machine. Tyler Evans currently third. As we watch Andy Jones try and make his way around the track and a little bit more familiar, let's check on Chase Johnson and the number 83 machine going out for his first time laps here today. Now the question of the night here, ladies and gentlemen, will we have enough daylight to complete both the events, as the person setting up the lobby, me, accidentally put in the wrong settings, and as everyone except myself knows, North Wilkesboro does not have any night lighting available. So we will have the one heat race and then a 75 lap feature event. And the question will definitely remain, do we have enough light to make it through both of the events here today? Chase Johnson puts on top of pole with a 19.73 late in the qualifying. Kenny Tripp, he's making his way out, the number 12 machine, joining the lobby late. Kenny ran the Pro Series last season and had a very successful season. I believe he raced for Hayward Motorsports, and he will invalidate his first lap here. He will most likely take a tow back to pit road and go back out to try once more. Yes, Tripp is going to attempt it in the number 12. It's still Johnson on top of pole here at qualifying. You've got Tyler McRae, Dean Webb, Ryan Courier, Jordan Babinger, who have not put down times yet here today. Now, I don't believe McRae in the number 99 machine will be going out in qualifying, as he is our acting race control here today, and it will be for the entire Pro-Am season. If you're looking to get on the action, check us out, teamgoonsquad.com. You can come out and come race with the big dogs every Tuesday afternoon. Each race will be broadcasted live here on the Team Goon Squad broadcasting channel. Live race control and great action, featuring a pretty unique format over the duration of this 12-week season. Right now, voting is underway from the drivers to decide what 4 tracks will be selected. We'll run each of those tracks 3 different times. And every night we will have 2 heat races, a last chance qualifier, and a main event. So something a little bit different given our short track racers, something fun to chase after. Tripp's going to go back out one more time to see if he can put down a qualifying lap. He's only got about 30 seconds left in this session to make it happen. He opens up with a 19.24, good enough for 6th place, just edging out Josh Sommers in the number 10. Let's see if Tripp has time to put down another one and improve on that 6th place qualifying spot as he makes his way around the track for the final time. What can Tripp do? And the Mad Lad does it, joining late with a 19.69, putting it on the top spot of the podium. As we get ready to run out for the first heat race of the night, let's run through the grid. Kenny Tripp starting on pole. Chase Johnson starting second. Chris Horton starting third. John Friley fourth on the grid. Travis Sukup starting fifth. Tyler the Weapon Evans starting sixth. Josh Sommers starting seventh. Andy Jones starting eighth. Will Jennings starting ninth. Benny Williams 10th on the grid. TJ Fannin starting 11th. Stanley Carr starting 12th. We'll cycle it back to Alan Castle starting 13th. Jeff Edgar starting 14th. You've got Jordan Babinger with Dropping Bombs Racing starting 15th. Tyler McRae starting 16th. Dean Webb starting 17th. Ryan Courier starting 18th. And that will round out the grid here today. Now, in the normal series season, it's only taking the top 8 from a heat race, but since tonight we have small grid entries, we will be taking everyone to the main event. So this heat race will decide who gets the best starting spot in that feature event, as we all watch with bated breath to see if we can get to the main event before the lights go down here at North Wilkesboro. Thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting your drivers, supporting the broadcast, and supporting the upcoming Pro-Am Street Stock League. Again, sign-ups and registration are open at teamgoonsquad.com as we get ready for a fun and fantastic 12-week season with a lot of good drivers. Still waiting on a few drivers to make the grid. Babinger, Webb, and Courier have not taken the grid yet here today. It'll be interesting to see if they make their way out. As we're waiting for those last second entries, Dustin Momberquette, he joins very late in the number 16 machine. Be interesting to see if he can make it onto the line, as now the pace car is getting ready to send them out. 14 drivers signing up for the first heat race of the night. As we wait for the number 83 of Chase Johnson to get rolling, it'll be Kenny Tripp, though, starting the party. Now this first start is on green. So let's see what Tripp and Johnson can do on the front row here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Drivers trying to get some heat in the tires as the track temp is rapidly dropping out here. Drivers anxiously waiting for that pace car to make its way in before we run out of daylight. I'm curious to see just how far into this main event we can get. Before the lights go down in the city. Pace car is going to make its way in this time by. And here we go, Johnson and Tripp on the front row. The green flag flies here at North Wilkesboro for the Pro-Am Street Stock Recruitment Race. Looks like the leader's getting fairly separated early on. Let's take a look back at Tyler the Weapon Evans, and we've got a little bit of carnage happening already. I believe that's going to be Sukup and Williams getting into each other. Sukup in the 45. No, it's Jones and Williams. Jones in the 73, Williams in the 18. Already things are getting excited here towards the middle of the pack. We hear somebody sliding. That's going to be Chris Horton going for a ride, as well as Alan Castle involved in that one. No caution here for the heat race. We got to get this thing going before we lose daylight. Castle returns back to pit road. Tripp still out front leading the charge. Johnson second, Friley third. As now we've got a heated battle for fifth. Andy Jones, Benny Williams going at it. Will Jennings, he gets punted off track in the number 9 machine. Things are getting mighty heated early on here today. Man, oh man, is it getting dark out on track. Kenny Tripp out front. He's got a 3/10 advantage as it stands over Chase Johnson. And Stanley Carr, what is going on? Stanley Carr, not sure what's going on with the number 17 machine. I'm not sure if he's purposely pulling into people or what the issue may have been. Let's take a look at the replay. Trying to see what may have happened there. He gets a little bit loose and then punted around. And that was enough to cause the first incident. Kenny Tripp is able to get through this uncontested. Chase Johnson still second. 4 laps left to go as the leaders have checked out. They're about 3.7 seconds ahead of Friley in the 06 machine. As Jeff Edgar has made his way around Tyler Evans in the 553 machine. Evans down 2 spots from where he started with what appears to be a heavily wounded machine. As man, oh man, is it getting dark quickly. Two laps left to go. The white flag will fly for Tripp and Johnson ahead by a country mile, up about 4.5 seconds from third place Friley. And the checkered flag will fly as Tripp hangs it out in the back end, showing up late, qualifying in the top spot, and then leading every lap here at North Wilkesboro. A great run from some of our competitors. As we're going to advance to the next round, try and squeeze in, but I am afraid we're going to run out of light very quickly here. It'll be interesting to see how Race Control decides to handle this after I have butchered the lobby settings. As the warm-up finishes, I'm not sure what's going to happen here, if they're going to call the race early or what the plan is going to be. As we get ready to send the drivers out in the grid, it is pitch black out there. I don't know if they're going to be able to race at all. As I believe 75% of our viewers had said, yes, we will run out of daylight. I believe you are correct. Oh my goodness, it is dark. Let's see how long the drivers can run for here under the pitch black skies of North Wilkesboro. This is about to be the most interesting broadcast I think we've had to date. Definitely, probably the most unique track that I think we've had the pleasure of broadcasting. I can't say I've ever seen anything like it. As we try and lighten up the screen a little bit in post-production, that's going to help a little bit, but not much for our drivers, as they may only be able to see behind that iRacing pace car. Pace car is in. How long are they going to be able to run for? As it is Johnson and Tripp on the front row. Friley and Sukup your second row. Drivers got to be very, very cautious here. If that caution flag comes out at all, they're in big trouble to be able to have any wing or a prayer of making it through this main event. It's supposed to be 75 laps scheduled. I'd be wary we don't make it to the halfway mark here tonight. I think it'd be a good goal for these drivers to make it about that lap 35 mark before we are forced to call it. As Tripp and Johnson run out front, go a little bit further back in the field. You've got a mad dash. You've got Friley, Jones, Williams, Evans all in the mix as Jeff Edgar has problems. Looked like he had a bad blinking issue out of that 007 machine. And a caution comes out as John Friley goes off track. Not sure if he got moved there or what the issue may have been. He got a little bit of, no? Was Friley maybe the aggressor, got into somebody? It's tough to tell. So it'll be Tripp and Johnson out front as the first caution of the night flies. And boy, do I say night with every sort of emphasis I can possibly put on the word, as our driver's in almost pitch black conditions here today. Chase Johnson, he comes down pit road. Josh Sommers also comes down pit road. And let's see, my oh my, is it dark out there today? Is Tripp and Friley will once again be on the front row. Jones and Williams your second row. Evans and Jennings will be your third row. Now Jennings, our current hard charger, he's up five positions in that number 9 machine. Starting 11th and now finds himself running 6th out on the track. Let's see how long they're going to run for. As we get them gridded back up, double file. Trying to get a word from race control to see how long they're going to run for here before they're forced to call it for unsafe track conditions. The often talked about but rarely seen red flag scenario. As it shows 9 drivers still on the lead lap. We're going to get ready to go this time by. Pace car is in. Let's see what Tripp and Friley can do. Now these oval street stock machines have no headlights. And if we have another early caution, I'm guessing, going to be about done for the evening. Somebody tags the outside wall. I believe that's going to be Williams in the number 18 machine. He's got Evans on the inside line, the 553, and Will Jennings right behind. Absolutely heated battles as Williams trying to catch up to Andy Jones in the 73 to put himself in podium contention. But Evans isn't going to make it easy as Evans takes over the 4th place spot from Williams side by side down the backstretch. Drivers can't see a single thing out here tonight. This is allowing Tripp and Friley to stretch their legs out front as Tripp puts on the fastest lap of the race, a 19.74 his last time by. Now, despite drivers not being able to see anything, if they can see anything, maybe duct taping some flashlights on the hood of those cars, they can put down some fast lap times as the pace starts to get quicker as the track cools off. But that is at quite the cost of the drivers being unable to see absolutely anything out here. But surprisingly, the guys are still out here racing strong. This is grassroots racing at its finest as we are watching the battle between John Friley and Andy Jones for that 2nd place spot. But we may have another crash. Yes, we are. TJ Fannin, the 35 machine, he has an incident. Gets it pointed back in the right direction. The caution does not fly. But now Tripp will have to be the first driver to navigate traffic here in what is going to be a shortened race at Wilkesboro. Can he even see the lap traffic in front of him? Are those glowing rotors enough to go off of to try and get some semblance of an idea of what's in front of you? Now let's talk about Andy Jones, the 73 machine, our only rookie licensed driver out on track. He is staying right with Friley in the 06 machine, as we're going to take an onboard with Jones to show you just how dark it is out on the circuit. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, you are seeing almost the exact scenario that our drivers are currently facing out on track. Visibility extremely poor, but the racing still surprisingly good here. 16 laps into what was originally scheduled to be a 75-lap main event. We're guessing it's going to get shortened to around lap 30 if the lights will work in our favor. Oh, Benny Williams has problems in the number 18 machine. Tags the outside wall. He's going to lose a spot to Will Jennings here. Now finding himself 8th on track in that number 18. Another great battle we have going on is between Chris Horton in the 42 and Evans in the 553. Horton, our current hard charger, up 7 spots from where he originally qualified. Now running 5th on track behind Evans in the 553. Will Jennings, he's going to have an incident as well and takes a tow back to pit road. I think he had connectivity issues as well. Drivers fighting each other as well as deteriorating track positions. Now Evans and Horton have linked up, and they are getting closer and closer to Friley and Jones here to put themselves in a battle for the podium. Maybe these two drivers have found some sort of alliance out on track, catching back up and getting a little bit closer. As Friley and Jones still sticking with each other in that battle for second. Friley in the 06 running second, Jones running third in the 73. Man, we're going to have to get the spectators to turn on their headlights and the trucks around the track to try and see what's going on out there, as it is dark, dark, dark here today. A 0% chance that we run through all 75 laps. As we're watching Jones attentively following the 06 of Friley. As we go on board with Tyler Evans, currently running 4th in that 553 machine. It's almost as if you have to use your competitors' reflections to really see where you're at on track. As this is a scenario that really nobody expected here today. As it looks like Evans getting a little bit closer that last time by. He's about a 1/10 of a second faster than Andy Jones. Trying to do everything in his power, as Chris Horton staying glued to the back bumper of that 553 machine as well. We still have 7 drivers on the lead lap who are opting to battle it out. And here we go, the battle for 4th unfolding between Evans and Horton. Horton looking to the inside line. Looks like he's going to have it going into turn 1 against Tyler the Weapon Evans. Neither driver can really see each other out of their mirrors. It's just so dark out on track here at North Wilkesboro. Evans holds on to it though and will defend the position going into 3 and 4. Horton right on the back bumper of the 553. As I am extremely curious to see when we're going to call tonight's main event. I'm guessing a lap 30, 35, but we have not had any confirmation from race control here today. As we're watching Evans feeling a whole lot of pressure from Horton here. Looks like a little bit of bumping and grinding going on. Not sure if we're seeing some bump and runs or maybe drivers just can't see the competitors in front of them. As Horton and Evans continue going side by side. As it looks like Horton may be clear here of Evans. No, they're going to still stay linked up. Oh, but Horton has a big bobble right as Evans tags the outside wall. They're driving absolutely blind out here at North Wilkesboro. Tripp and Friley still running strong up front. As now Horton securely has the inside line, but Evans has been able to carry just a little bit more speed in that middle groove. As we're looking to see when the race officials throw the caution to signify the red flag here today. As it looks like Horton stretching his leg, now he's catching up to Andy Jones to try and get in podium contention in that number 42 machine. Horton up 8 spots so far. The darkness not bothering him too much, it appears. As, man, ooh, you can't see anything. As that, I believe, will be it, as the conditions are just too bad out on track. So we will call the race there, ladies and gentlemen. Tripp, Jones, and Friley will be your top 3 here tonight. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to run some more of these recruitment races throughout the week, and we look forward to seeing everybody at the upcoming Pro-Am Series. Have a good night, everyone.